Hello friends. Welcome to Anime Zone Sensei. In this video I will show you top 10 isekai/romance anime where MC is OP and surprises everyone part 3. If you not watch part 1 and 2 of this video, then I recommend you to watch that video too. So let's start today's video. Number 10. Oda Nobuna No Yabou. High school student Yoshiharu Sagara wakes up and finds himself in the middle of a raging Sengoku period battle. He is saved by the legendary Hideyoshi Toyotomi, but at the cost of the hero's life. With his dying breath, the warrior pleads for Yoshiharu to become a feudal lord in his place. Now that the course of history has been changed, Yoshiharu pledges to keep the timeline from diverging any further. Yet, after rescuing Nobuna Oda, whom he discovers is actually the fabled Nobunaga Oda's female counterpart, Yoshiharu realizes he has been transported to an alternate reality where most of Japan's historical warlords are now cute girls. To set things right and find a way back home, Yoshiharu agrees to become one of Nobuna's retainers and assist her in a conquest of Japan. As Nobuna initiates her campaign, Yoshiharu discovers that the history he learned from playing the video game Nobunaga's Ambition allows him to predict future events and turn the tide of war. Using this invaluable gift to aid the Oda clan's beautiful generals, Yoshiharu hopes to help his new lord fulfill her dream and win the hearts of women everywhere. Number 9. Masou Gakuen HxH. Hida Kazuna possesses the HHG, Heart Hybrid Gear, ability, but it is not strong enough to make him particularly important. His older sister calls him to transfer to a strategic defense school, where many of the students, many of which are large-breasted girls, use their HHG abilities to fight invaders from another world while wearing extremely skimpy pilot outfits. Kazuna's fighting ability doesn't measure up, but his sister has another plan. Apparently having erotic experiences with Kazuna will allow the girls to replenish their energy or power up. It looks like his new school life is going to be full of embarrassment. Number 8. Kyuukyoku Shinka Shita Full Dive RPG GA Genjitsu Yori Imo Kusogee Dattara. 10 years ago, at the peak of the VRMMO development industry, a game titled Kiwame Quest entered the scene with potential like no other. Boasting a colossal total of 10 sextillion branches of possible story scenarios, this game pursued ultimate realism, ranging from human-like NPCs to the perfect replication of all senses and physical abilities. But it soon became apparent that the game was too realistic. And the popularity of VRMMOs in general gradually began to plunge. At present, due to an accident a few years prior, the high school student Hiroshi Yuki now immerses himself in full dive RPGs as a form of escapism. After failing to acquire the latest version of his favorite game, Hiroshi stumbles upon a game shop and meets its beautiful clerk Ryona Kisaragi, who convinces him to buy a copy of Kiwame Quest so that they can play together. The first time Hiroshi plays the game, he marvels at the realism it offers. However, his astonishment is short-lived as he sets off a series of misfortunes, quickly realizing that the game is even worse than his already stressful life. Nevertheless, Hiroshi still finds himself logging on again despite his growing contempt for the game. With no do-overs in his current disadvantageous situation, Hiroshi only has one goal: clearing the game. Number 7. Kobayashi-San Chi no Maid Dragon. As Kobayashi sets off for another day at work, she opens her apartment door only to be met by an unusually frightening sight: the head of a dragon, staring at her from across the balcony. The dragon immediately transforms into a cute, busty, and energetic young girl dressed in a maid outfit, introducing herself as Toru. It turns out that the stoic programmer had come across the dragon the previous night on a drunken excursion to the mountains. And since the mythical beast had nowhere else to go, she had offered the creature a place to stay in her home. Thus, Toru had arrived to cash in on the offer, ready to repay her savior's kindness by working as her personal maidservant. Though deeply regretful of her words and hesitant to follow through on her promise, A mix of guilt and Toru's incredible dragon abilities convinces Kobayashi to take the girl in. despite being extremely efficient at her job, the maid's unorthodox methods of housekeeping often end up horrifying Kobayashi and at times bring more trouble than help. Furthermore, the circumstances behind the dragon's arrival on Earth seem to be much more complicated than at first glance, as Toru bears some heavy emotions and painful memories. To top it all off, Toru's presence ends up attracting several other mythical beings to her new home, bringing in a host of eccentric personalities. Although Kobayashi makes her best effort to handle the crazy situation that she has found herself in, nothing has prepared her for this new life with a dragon maid. Number 6. Seirei Gensouki. When 20-year-old college student Haruto Amikawa dies in a traffic accident, he does not expect to wake up in an unfamiliar world in the body of a young boy named Ryo. As their memories and personas fuse, Ryo realizes that he now also possesses magical powers. He is relieved to find that his burning passion for revenge against his mother's murderers has not subsided, despite his newly changed identity. Not soon after, Ryo comes across the kidnapped princess of the Bertram Kingdom and saves her without hesitation. To express his gratitude, the king grants him the opportunity to enroll in the Bertram Royal Academy. Believing this to be a new chapter in his life, he is excited to study at this prestigious academy, but life here proves to be difficult for him, a slum dweller surrounded by the majestic children of nobles. Number 5. Genjitsu Shugi Yuusha no Oukoku Saikenki. After the death of his grandfather, 19-year-old Kazuya Soma, an aspiring civil servant, is left all alone with no one to call family. Out of the blue, he is transported to the Elfrieden Kingdom, a small ailing country in another world, to be a hero. An ongoing war with the demon army has put the entire world in peril, and Kazuya was summoned to aid in the conflict as an offering from Elfrieden to its allies, dissatisfied with being used as tribute. Kazuya decides to help the kingdom revamp its declining economy, not by way of adventuring or war, but through administrative reform. Abruptly declared the king of Elfrieden and betrothed to the princess, the realist hero, Kazuya sets out to assemble a group of talented citizens who will assist him in his bureaucratic battles to get the kingdom back on its feet. Number 4. Plunderer. Alcia is a world governed by count numbers engraved on a person's body, representing any number related to their life. These counts determine a person's social status and power in Alcia. If a count reaches 0, the person is sent to the abyss, a place rumored to be worse than death. Hina, a traveler whose count is based on the distance she traveled, witnessed her mother get dragged down into the abyss. Determined to fulfill her mother's last wishes, she sets off on a journey in search of the legendary aces, heroes of the war that happened 300 years ago. Bearing a white star next to their count, while wandering around, Hina encounters Licht Bach, a mysterious masked man with negative count, and Nana, the owner of a tavern. In the midst of having a good time, Hina is tricked into a battle with a military soldier. However, despite his negative count, Licht rescues Hina and reveals that he has another count, one with a white star, one of a legendary ace. Number 3. Summer Wars, OZ, a virtual world connected to the internet, has become extremely popular worldwide as a spot for people to engage in a large variety of activities, such as playing sports or shopping, through avatars created and customized by the user. OZ also possesses a near impenetrable security due to its strong encryption, ensuring that any personal data transmitted through the networks will be kept safe in order to protect those who use it. Because of its convenient applications, the majority of society has become highly dependent on the simulated reality, even going as far as entrusting the system with bringing back the unmanned asteroid explorer, Arawashi. Kenji Koiso is a 17-year-old math genius and part-time OZ moderator who is invited by his crush Natsuki Shinohara on a summer trip. But unbeknownst to him, this adventure requires him to act as her fiancé. Shortly after arriving at Natsuki's family's estate, which is preparing for her great-grandmother's 90th birthday, he receives a strange, coded message on his cell phone from an unknown sender who challenges him to solve it. Kenji is able to crack the code, but little does he know that his math expertise has just put Earth in great danger. Number 2. Sekai Saikou no Ansatsusha, Isekai Kizoku ni Tensei Suru. The world's greatest assassin had sworn lifelong allegiance to the organization that raised him. However, despite his loyalty, that very same organization takes action to silence him, ultimately leading to his demise. Drowning in frustration and regrets he can no longer suppress, he finds himself in an audience with a goddess attracted by his exceptional skills. The goddess offers him reincarnation into a magnificent world of swords and magic so he can perform a crucial mission: prevent that world's destruction by slaying its hero. Accepting the goddess' request, he is reborn as Luff Tuatha, the son of a noble family of assassins serving the Alvan Kingdom. Under the guidance of his father, Luff learns new assassination techniques that significantly differ from the cold-blooded and unsympathetic killing style of his previous life. Furthermore, his other talents bloom, allowing him to meet new allies and acquaintances. Even so, Luff knows that his efforts are far from adequate, because a monumental adversary such as the hero can only be defeated with perfection. Number 1. The Genius Prince's Guide to Raising a Nation Out of Debt. The King of Natura has fallen ill, leaving the only hope for his kingdom to his son, Prince Wine Salima Arbalest. Known to be capable and wise, he is the perfect candidate to become the Prince Regent. However, if the prince has anything to say about the matter, he would rather sell off the kingdom of Natura to the highest bidder. Since he wields the authority of the throne, no one can stop Wine from auctioning off the country and using the profits to retire in comfort. All he needs to do is raise the value of the small kingdom to maximize his gains. But whether Wine's grand plan will succeed remains to be seen, as his wit often surpasses even his own expectations, much to the benefit of the oblivious citizens of Natura. This is all for today's video. I hope you enjoy this video. So please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon. Thank you for watching.